PS2 on 75th Street and 21st Avenue in Northern Astoria, Queens will reopen its doors as a polling place in time for the 2017 primaries thanks to a $500,000 allocation by Councilmember Costa Constantinidis to make the school accessible to persons with disabilities. PS2 was closed as a polling and voting place in 2012 because it was not ADA accessible. Councilmember Constantinidis made the announcement on August 25th outside the school during a press conference also attended and addressed by Mike Ryan of the New York City Board of Elections and other district community leaders, all of whom thanked Mr. Constantinidis for, quote, his very necessary and important capital allocation at PS2, which will improve voting access across northern Astoria. The closure of PS2 as a polling place back in 2012 has caused voters in the surrounding neighborhood much burden as they had to travel very far from their homes to other polling sites, while voters across northern Astoria were overwhelmed with overcrowding problems in the reassigned locations. In response to these problems, Councilmember Constantinidis took action, as he stressed, and was able to allocate the necessary funds to the New York City School Construction Authority to install the required ramp at the school. In this endeavor, apart from the community's advocacy, he further noted, he also had help from other elected officials. Voters in election districts 4636, 4736, and 8336 can now resume voting at PS2. Additional information for all other available voting places is posted on the city's website at nyc.pollsitelocator.com. Voting is the most cherished thing for every citizen, and I think what you have done here today is truly commendable.
No, it's a sacred right. And being able to cast your ballot and cast it easily is so important. For when PS2 closed, it created a chain reaction. So the residents here who voted at PS2 had to vote at PS84. But then there wasn't enough room there for those voters, so they had to move folks who usually voted at PS84 to PS85, and so on. So this reestablishing the correct poll sites for everyone, that no longer that they have to take a bus to a poll site, just helps them be re-enfranchised in a bigger and better way.
And the reason this poll station closed is because it didn't have a ramp for handicapped. Why didn't the city pay for it? And you had to get the money for it.
Look, I'm in the business of solving problems, right? So that's my job. My job is see a problem, fix a problem. So we worked with our Board of Elections, who I really commend them, our School Construction Authority, our Board of Education, our Congressman Joe Crowley, our Assemblywoman Arabella Simotis. We all were part of the solution. And when I said if it's an issue of money, we'll put up $500,000 to help build the ramp. If that's what's going to make this move, if that's what's going to make it a fixable solution, we're in the business of finding solutions. So in my first budget, we put in some money and we started the conversations to get it done. And 3 years after I took office, we're reopening the poll site with the construction ready. And September 12th. I want everyone to come out, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. If you have a primary, September 12th, you can go now back here at PS2.
What else are you working on?
We're starting participatory budgeting again. The budget, it's a year-round process. So we are back in budget mode. Starting in September, we're going to have our idea town halls. So we're going to be collecting ideas from the neighborhood, asking folks to give us their ideas on how we should spend $1 million. Last year's winners, we had libraries, funding solar panels on our local libraries, technology upgrades at the libraries. We had school upgrades. The year before, we had upgrades at Astoria Park that are now going to be lumped in with the $30 million that we got. So we've had some really good ideas. The schoolyard at 126, which is completed and actually open for when the schools open next week, 13 days away. So we are excited of the past ideas that we've funded and that looking forward to the next batch.
And when is the ferry being launched?
The ferry is being launched at 6:30 in the morning on Tuesday, August 29th. So anyone watching, I'm excited about that first ride at 6:30 in the morning on Tuesday. But starting Tuesday, the new ferry schedule is already up. You can go on New York City Ferry to see the schedule. It's cost of a Metro card $275. and the ferry will be up and running in a few days.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Costa, and keep up the good work.
Elena, thank you for all that you do. Thank you.
Mr. Ryan, tell me your involvement in this project.
Well, I'm the executive director at the Board of Elections for the last 4 years, and I believe it was 2 years ago when the issue of PS2 first came to my attention, and that prompted a series of meetings, some at a high level and some at a staff level, to try to work together with the community councilman and the the Department of Education to see if we could find a workable solution, and we did. A short-term solution by use of the cafeteria at PS2, and a longer-term solution involving the expenditure of capital funding to the tune of about $500,000 to remediate the ramp and to install a lift here, which will provide a more permanent solution and more long-term flexibility.
And according to the earlier announcement by Councilmember Constantinidis, the school will be open during the next elections in September?
Yes, it is. And not every registered voter has a primary, but they should go to our poll site locator, www.pollsitelocator.com. Type in your address, it's as easy as that, and find out whether or not you have a primary in your area, or refer to the mailer that we sent out just the first week of August to see if you have a primary in your area. And if you do, come out to vote. We're open for business. If people don't show up to vote, it's like having a party at your house and preparing for the guests and nobody shows up. We want as many voters to come out as possible.
Anything else you would like to share with us?
No, I'm just thankful that everyone worked together. This is the way that government is supposed to work. When there's a problem, we should all band together and see if we can come up with a reasonable solution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Koulouris, you're a Greek American. Nice to have you on AKTINA TV, and you're a member of the Board 1, right?
Yes, I'm the district manager for Community Board 1.
So I think you're very excited today, right?
Yes, it's a great day for Astoria. It removes a deterrent for people who are not able to vote locally in their own residential neighborhood. People had to travel across Astoria to another school to vote, and that wasn't fair. And this makes everything more equitable for everybody.
And as far as Community Board 1, can you tell us a little bit more about the work that you do and the services you provide to the community?
Oh, absolutely. We provide so many different services, from constituent complaints to residential help. People call into our office with all kinds of things, from having a tree planted to complaining about potholes or speeding, and we work with our liaisons to help them to resolve their issues.
And also you've been working very closely with Councilor Constantinidis.
Oh yes, we're a great team here in Astoria. We're very blessed. We have Costa, we have Aravella and Michael Gianaris, and we all work as a unit to try to make sure that our people are taken care of here in Astoria, the whole district of Community Board 1.
Any other challenges ahead for Community Board 1?
Right now we have a lot of challenges. We're being attacked by air, by land, and by sea. We have the airport under renovation. We have the trains going under renovation. We have the ferry boat coming in. And city bikes will be here soon. So there are going to be a lot of changes in our district. And with those changes come a lot of construction. So,
Are you going to get involved with this situation with the trains?
well, we're trying to help to facilitate the Department of Design and Construction with MTA so that they don't collide underneath 31st Street. There have been a couple of projects that are coming together at the same time that make it more difficult for the residents. And we've been working with MTA to take care of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do for the community.